X. It's been a while since we got together. Took a little break over the holidays, but some exciting news with working with some folks to kind of keep Alive at 5 alive. So kind of tell us about that.
Yeah, exciting stuff for sure. You know, there was definitely a lot of rumors out there about whether Alive at 5 was going to be going away forever. And there's folks like you and I that have been going to Live at 5 for over 20 years.
Yeah, a lot of years.
I mean, I know my daughter and my son-in-law met each other in middle school at Alive at 5 years and years ago. So it's been a staple in the community, and it was really neat to see the reaction when the rumors were out there that it was going away because of changes to downtown Helena.
Right.
And everything else that was going on, that there was so many people that said, we can't lose that. And so we met with the mayor, and we met with the city, and we met with the BID for downtown Helena, and really that came down to the only way we could put something like this on, because there's a lot of expense involved in putting on a weekly event like that, especially in places where there's really nothing before you show up. So
right.
You got to bring in porta-johns and a stage and PA, and all those things have got to come together. And so we know we needed some really good community sponsors, and we've really seen a lot of companies step up and help us out. So without that support, there's no way we could put Alive at 5 on. But we're excited to say Alive at 5 is definitely coming back for 2024.
Well, that's amazing. I know you said the reaction has been pretty phenomenal with the community, both folks saying, please keep it alive, and then businesses stepping up and saying, here, we want to help.
Yeah, and some of those businesses, obviously have a close connection to it. They would love to see more interaction and more potential customers in downtown Helena. But a lot of them are just people like Rocky Mountain Credit Union that said, hey, you know what? We want to be a part of this. We want to make this happen. We believe it's a vital part of the community. It's something that people look forward to. It's a great way to interact with people midweek. In the summertime, everybody gets busy on the weekends doing all sorts of stuff. So sometimes Wednesday is that night, and these beautiful summer evenings,
right.
You get together, enjoy some great live music, and have a beer and chat with your friends.
Well, we're here tonight to talk about the first 3, right?
Yep.
So when's the first one?
First one is June 19th, which happens to be Juneteenth, a holiday, and we are going to be partnering with the City of Helena, the Holter Museum of Art, and the Montana Historical Society to really kick off the Juneteenth celebrations, which will run on for the entire week after that. But that'll be Wednesday, June 19th at Women's Park. One of the things we're doing differently this first year back into it, where we're actually taking this on, is we're doing half of the events downtown and half right out our back door at the tap room, Lewis and Clark Brewing Company.
As you mentioned, it saves a little money because
quite a bit of money.
As we know from, I think I have my Bob Marshall hat on for putting that on for a few years, that when you, the cost associated with turning a field or a open lot into a concert venue, it takes a lot. So when you have some infrastructure around you and you can forego the porta potties and the fencing and all that stuff that might be associated with that, it helps a little bit.
Makes a big difference. And it's just, even from a labor standpoint, when you have a pool of labor that's already ready to go to work at a place, and you can actually just bring them outside, and it's the environment that they're comfortable with. They know what they're doing there. So we know we're going to be able to put on some great shows on our patio stage. We have a much bigger grass area now, and so that's going to be awesome. But we definitely knew that it was important that we can provide some events downtown as well, so that people can go enjoy that in Women's Park. And we're actually going to be doing one we'll talk about in the future on the Walking Mall as well. But June 19th, again, the very first one at Women's Park, going to be a big one because of all the celebrations around Juneteenth and all the partners and people that are going to be a part of that. And we've got a really good band lined up for it. And I know you and I have been talking. You do a lot of the booking of the bands for the brewery, and been talking about bands in general, and I'm sure you've had a lot of bands reaching out and asking about Live at 5.
Right. They've a lot of the local bands who've been used to some been kind of used to getting booked and playing and filling out applications, and so they've the word has gone out that, hey, we heard that Lewis and Clark is lining up the bands for this coming year, and of course they're interested in playing. We have some fantastic music bands in Helena and musical talent. This year, with my understanding of the level of sponsorships, what kind of bands, what are you trying to bring in, Max?
Thanks to the sponsorships, really, it's the only way that we can, I guess I would say, justify bringing in bands that you would normally pay money to see. So pretty much everybody that you're going to see at Alive at 5 this year, and primarily they're either regional or national touring acts, you would have bought a ticket to see them anywhere else. Some of the ones that we're going to be talking about here tonight and over the next several weeks, we're going to be making these kind of announcements and talking about different bands. And like you said, I mean, we've got some great talented local musicians. And of course, at the Lewis and Clark Tap Room, that's about 80-90% of what we're booking is local musicians. And we love local musicians. And
that's my favorite. That's what I like to support. So when I started helping with the booking, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be looking at an emphasis on local talent. So.
Yeah. And again, it's awesome that we have that pool of great talent here in town. But for Alive at 5, I really wanted to try to bring in a level of musician or band that people would go to the event and say, wow, that was really good. And so maybe if they come back through in the future and they are a ticketed event, they've got to experience them for free. They got to really understand what the quality of these musical acts represent. And then they're going to be more likely to say, you know what? Yeah, I would pay to see those guys. They're so good. And really it comes down to that sponsorship. And one of them that I wanted to highlight tonight that really is going to be one of the primary sponsors helping drive that live music budget up is St. Peter's Health Group. I mean, they've been the local hometown healthcare provider since, I think, 1833 or something like that.
Wow.
It's been a long time. And so we were really excited when they stepped up and said, hey, we want to support the live music portion of Alive at 5. And we really appreciate that sponsorship. And that's enabled us to bring in some really good high-quality acts. And one of those for June 19th, The Good, the Bad, and the Blues. So our first band announcement for Alive at 5, a really good blues act out of Chicago. The lead singer of this group, comes from a family of soul and gospel and blues. Started playing in the 7th grade, was professional by the 9th grade. One of his family members was one of the Temptations, so there's a lot of connections to some great soul and blues and R&B, and so they will be here on June 19th at Women's Park to help us kick things off, and we've got a little bit of video and some photos and stuff that we're going to be able to pull up here and show you, but just really good soul, R&B, blues, funk mix. And, I think that's one of those things at Alive at 5 that people love to experience different kinds of music. So we're going to have country, we're going to have rock, we're going to have blues. We've got a lot of, got bluegrass coming. We got a lot of exciting stuff.
Well, that is exciting. And we can bring that up kind of at the end of this, and we'll finish with just letting some people hear their stuff. But pretty exciting that June 19th, that you're going to have a band.
First big Alive at 5 at Women's Park. And we did the beer last year, and so at least we have some experience on how to put on the events. And now it's just kind of expanding that and making sure that we are providing world-class service, and that includes everything from making sure we have the right number of porta-johns and the right number of food trucks, which, by the way, we had a food truck meeting today, and all the food truck people were down at the tap room, and we talked about where the food trucks are going to be when we're down at Women's Park, and where the food trucks are going to be at Lewis and Clark when we do it out on the patio. And we're going to have a great selection of good food and great music, obviously some great beers. Some questions have come in about what kind of beers, and obviously Lewis and Clark will be prominent, but we're also going to be having 10 Mile. We're going to have Blackfoot River beers. We're going to have Mount Ascension beers. We're still working with some of the other local breweries to see if they want to participate, but this is going to be truly a community event, and we didn't want to make it just a Lewis and Clark event. We want it to feel like, yeah, there's participation from a lot of different grassroots entities from around town, and so we're really excited about the event.
Well, that's great. It is exciting to sort of salvage a community event that's been going on for a long, long time and keep it going. Yeah,
and I think, we'll just see where this takes us, because the way that the community has stepped up this year, if that continues, there's no reason that you and I have both been to other communities where there's some very well-known people playing for free because somebody stepped up to help cover that bill. And if we can do that in Helena, gosh, what a beautiful thing to be able to spend a Wednesday summer evening listening to some music that you would normally pay, a decent amount of money to watch, and be able to take your kids and be able to just have a good time out in the summer and enjoy some great music and time with your friends and family.
Yeah, I hope people really pay attention to the sponsors and just take a moment to notice the businesses that are making this possible. It's really, really awesome that they've stepped up.
It really is important. And so, again, we thank, obviously, Rocky Mountain Credit Union, but this week focused also on St. Peter's Health Group for stepping up. And each time we do one of these announcements where we talk about the next band and the next event, we'll be highlighting our sponsors as well. So.
Well, that's great. And then when's going to be the next announcement? Are they coming out every couple of weeks, or what do you think?
So we are going to we really have 9 out of 10 fully locked down, and really the 10th one is just kind of getting some details worked out. So we plan on doing these videos and releasing about 2 or 3 a week, so that by the time we hit May 1st, you have a full understanding of every one of the Alive at Fives. There's going to be 10 of them. There's going to be 4 of them down at Women's Park. There's going to be 1 on the Walking Mall, and then there's going to be 5 of them on the patio at Lewis and Clark. And so we will have that fully announced. And, of course, there's a website out there. And, of course, there's Facebook pages. And there'll be events being created for each week so people can kind of say, oh, that's something I definitely don't want to miss. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then you and I are going to be trying to get a hold of some of these bands and do some more in-depth interviews with them prior to their performance, so people can learn a little bit more about their background and maybe how they got into music and some of the other things that we've done in the past with other musicians that people really like to learn where people got started in music, and we're going to have some great opportunities to do that.
Well, that's exciting. Anything else? Because I'm getting excited about talking about the next band.
Yeah, me too. So, no, I think that's it. Week 1, June 19th, Women's Park. And now we'll just show you a little bit of video of the good, the bad, and the blues, and we'll see you at the next Live at 5 announcement.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Let's do this. Even a blind dog gets a bone. Girl, I'm not cool. running hair. When it comes to love, I'm the only one who really cares. Come here, sugar, looks like you can use some love. Come here, girl, I could use a belly rub. Maybe we can do it in the front of your eye, 'cause even a blind don't get some bone. Come on, BJ, play for it. My head to keep me in the dark. Maybe you can do it in the front of your eye, 'cause even a blind dog gets a bone. Sing it, fellas, come on. Even a blind dog gets a bone. 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 Maybe we can do it in the front of your yard, 'cause even a blind dog gets a bone.